What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Common Sense, the podcast. Glad to be back here with you guys today. And guess what? It's just me and Biz. Yeah, so as soon as he gets over there fiddle fucking around with the computer, we gonna get him rocking on here. What's up, Kenny Mitchell? So glad to have you on here, man. Legit, the most requested guest, I think, of all time has now entered the room. He's Mr. Kenny Mitchell from Operation Yellow Tape, my good friend. Hopefully we'll be getting a little live together here soon for you guys, and at least do that for you until we can get Kenny to Texas, because we got to get Kenny down to Texas. We're not doing this virtual BS, but literally my DMs, my comments, everything when I asked you guys who you wanted to see on here literally blew up with Kenny Mitchell. So I'm happy for my friend. I'm glad his stuff, because I believe in his cause and what he's putting out there, that's really taken off and he's getting the traction that he rightfully deserves. So super happy for you, bro. Glad to have you on here. Yes, so those of you that have only been following us for, I don't know, since we started this podcast,
3 years
probably
ago.
Never seen this, because I forgot what this looked like. I mean, it's been 7 years.
I've never seen you without facial hair, so I don't know. I thought somebody hacked your page.
Yeah, bro.
And it was like, had you as like a deep fake or something, and was trying to fake like a review.
It still weirds me out a little bit.
Really? Just not having that weight on your face or not being able to move.
You forget how many
beard.
things are habitual about it when you have a beard, like just touching it, messing with it.
That sounds freaky as
Beard
hell.
combs. Yeah. I mean,
That's
I just gave people the home run pitches right there.
Yeah, so you're that's gonna be in your inbox for about the next week.
Yeah, that'll be all over
How'd
here.
you and your beard get along today?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so welcome back, man.
My brother.
Let's do it.
We've been on hiatus too long, man. It's been a lot of lifing.
Yeah,
Life has been lifing.
And this time of year always gets tough, man. Like, it gets tough for people personally, you know, business. I mean, everybody has all these other commitments this time of year, things you want to do, things you feel obliged to do. It becomes an absolute mess, train wreck trying to juggle all that stuff.
Yes. You know, now the weather's changing. Now it's gray skies. It's cloudy. It's rainy. It's a lot. It's a lot. But then how can the holidays be so depressing?
You know, man, I'm glad Kenny's on here for this. Kenny, please feel free to comment on this. But, like, Kenny just put out his... So if you guys go follow Operation Yellow Tape, like, I'm not just doing this because Kenny's on here, but seriously, go follow Operation Yellow Tape. Sign up for his newsletter. I don't care if you're a firefighter, EMS, you know, police officer, whatever. He talks about all this stuff, like, all the time, and really puts out good content. I mean, it's suicide prevention, it's mental health awareness. I mean, and there is not a time of year that people need more of that than now. I mean, you get gray skies, cold, balmy weather, people get isolated, people feel like they've got too much on their plate, too much to handle.
Plus, if you don't have anybody to share these times with, I know a lot of people feel isolated by themselves for the holidays. I've had very close friends of mine that have to spend holidays by themselves and things like that. And that's got to feel, because all you are bombarded with on television and social media is holidays and families and togetherness and all that other crazy stuff. And when somebody doesn't have that, that can very be detrimental to their mental being.
What's up, Frank? Absolutely. You've got to go kill that volume. It's going to drive me nuts.
You hear that?
Can you hear it?
I don't hear it. I hear it, but I don't hear it.
It's like I can hear the echo.
It's a small feedback, y'all, because I'm not in the back doing my producing thing, monitoring.
He's trying to mess with me. That's what he's doing.
He can't, like, I want to watch him squirm.
I'm way too OCD.
Okay, I'm gonna fix. Oh yeah, well then I get it. Let me go fix that real quick.
Yeah.
It's a pushable button.
So yeah, I mean, and you know, people feel a lot of pressure too with just gift giving. You know, that's something Kenny brought up in his newsletter that I hadn't thought a lot about. Like, you feel like you're supposed to get certain people in your life's gifts. And like, what if you're having a financially hard time? or you just can't make all that work, and you feel obliged to like be a part of the holiday season, do these things, get gifts, do all that. And like Kenny had a great suggestion on there of like, give somebody your time. Give them your time. Just call and check on them. Invite them out for a cup of coffee.
That one I agree on.
Go sit down with them and just go for a walk with them. Go spend time with somebody you care about, somebody you haven't checked on in a while, you know, and you feel the grief and not being able to say no in a lot of these situations. And like, there are other alternatives and easy things. Like, I think he mentioned like he did like some kind of like coupon book or a card or something that like basically said, hey, redeemable whenever, you know, us spending some quality time together.
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was a great idea. I mean, like, just people don't think about that all the time. Like, everybody gets so caught up in like holiday parties and I got to go do this and that and the family's coming in or you're going to see family. Like, man, that can be overwhelming at times. I mean, I get it now, like, but I just didn't realize the magnitude of it. But then you start like looking into the research and stuff on it, and like, yeah, man, like this is one of the like worst periods of time throughout the calendar year for suicide.
Very much so. Are you a big gift giving, holiday, celebratory, all into the season type of person?
Yes and no. My gifts are very deliberate. They're very thought out. Like, I can't just get somebody something for the sake of getting them something. Like, it has to.
But that should be hard.
It can be. I think my father-in-law is the hardest of them all, because if he wants something, he goes and gets it. So, and he really doesn't want much. Like, he really, truly, and I know this sounds really stereotypical, but like, he wants your time. He wants your time. Like, legit, like the best thing I can do, like, I kind of got made fun of at first in my wife's family because like I would go get everybody cards, like a personal card, like that made me think of them or said what I really thought about them.
That's time. That's time. If you're taking the time out to do that, that's very commendable.
Yeah. So now decorating my whole house. We don't have kids. We go to all these different things for the holidays, whether it's the in-laws, my mom and stepdad, or sometimes we're in Ohio visiting family, or, you know, we go out to Sarah's sisters out in Fort Worth, you know, like, and, you know, my nieces and my nephews, like, if they were coming over, by all means, I have all this shit. I mean, my mom used to decorate for home and garden and home parade and all that crap for every holiday known to man. And she, when she downsized, gave me, I mean, dude, I could decorate every room in my house with Santas and
elves,
God
and angels,
knows
and
what all stuff. Like, legit, we have it all. Just, I'm not pulling it all out, and I'm not doing all that. If it's just me and Sarah at the house, and then we're going to everybody else's for Christmas Eve, that her family does a big Christmas Eve thing, usually Christmas Day. We're usually at her sister's with my niece and my nephew, and then we do dinner with my mom and stepdad back at our place or theirs. So we're constantly on the go. So I'm not pulling all that out just to put it away, nor am I supporting this.
At least the Christmas tree, though, right?
No.
Not even a tree.
We don't even put up a tree.
Con ain't got
We
a
put up,
tree
no, we got stockings. We do stockings.
Okay.
We do put up the stockings, but we don't do all that other stuff.
My tree-
where I have a big war with especially my older brother is people that don't give holidays their proper time. Like, you want to get a little bit ahead of things, cool. You want to put it out, don't turn your Christmas lights on until after Thanksgiving. I mean, my older brother, I swear to God, starts putting stuff out like around Halloween.
If you go to Walmart right now, all the Christmas shit was out literally. It was Christmas and Halloween, and Halloween had a smaller aisle than Christmas. Mm-hmm. Christmas stuff hit in October. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just it's a bunch of fluff to me, but I get it. But you know, there's also the Indian holiday. I forgot what it's called, Ramadan or something like that. Ramadan. You know, and then what's cool about a lady that I at my gym I work out with, she's Indian, and she explained it to me. And I was like, oh, that makes sense with the lights and everything. But they fall around that same time and kind of people get confused about, well, are they got Christmas lights or is that whatever? And then it just leads right up into the Christmas holiday. But I agree. Don't do nothing Christmas until we get past Turkey Day. At least get past Thanksgiving.
I mean, you can put it up ahead of time, like I said, but you don't turn your lights
Don't
and
hit the
stuff on.
switch. Hey, but I'm horrible, dude. I don't take my Christmas tree down until like June. my Christmas
Why
tree.
take it down then? Why don't you just leave it up?
I think this year maybe it's a nightlight.
It's a nightlight.
It's a nightlight. Literally just because it's all white. My wife was obsessed with getting an all white tree and it's got the lights built in and everything. And being that, the house we got now is big. So we come moving. We got these little 6-foot trees. Like it looked like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree in the corner because now we got 25-foot ceilings. So we had to go get a 12-foot tree and my scary ass is up on a ladder trying to put it up there and putting the pieces on it. After all that shit, I'm like, leave that shit there.
Oh, I'm messing with Oliver. You need a nightlight still, bro?
No. His dad needs the nightlight. Oliver don't care.
I'm still going to mess with Oliver.
His dad needs to find a way to the kitchen in the middle of the night to, get the Kool-Aid out the crystal light out the fridge. And just, yeah. But no, Ollie's a rebel now. He got his own room upstairs. He moved out of his brother's room. We took one of the guest rooms. He is that guy.
Oh, I figured you maybe gave him Jesse's room since Jesse was probably acting a fool.
I was going to, but Jesse, Oliver, he's so appreciative of what he got. So now I got to kick Jesse out of his room because Jesse's the scary cat. Jesse would watch a shit ton of scary movies and then then I come upstairs and he's in the room with his little brother. I'm like, why'd you watch all that scary stuff? I don't know. I'm like, bruh, if you scared, Oliver, why don't you come here and sleep in the big room? Oliver's like, no, I'm good. Oliver's about his sleep. He would take his little 10-year-old ass to sleep in a heartbeat, afraid of nothing. The 16-year-old, if he can sleep in bed with us right now, I think he would, after watching a scary movie.
That's hilarious.
And he's built like a damn NFL player. It's like, you're the scariest, biggest kid I've ever seen. Put him on a football field, he's afraid of nothing. You show him it in a red balloon, he's in the corner.
I remember you telling a story not too long ago about like scaring him slamming a door or something, and
I was hiding in the pantry, and he is the fat. I swear to God, Tyreek Hill ain't got nothing on my son if you scare him. He walked up to the pantry door because it was ajar, and I was hiding inside the pantry, and I slammed it shut before he could touch it, and then I immediately opened it like, gotcha, and there was nothing there. His book bag hadn't even hit the floor. And he was already upstairs. By the time he hit that top step and turned the corner, his book bag had just hit the floor. That fast.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. But anyway, but back to this time of the year, man. The one thing I will say though, as we go into this season, the awareness of others, I do love that. When people start paying more attention to others' needs, looking at it, I just wish we can get past the commercialism of it all and kind of get down to what they call the reason for the season.
Yeah, that's always my brother's comeback to me when I start getting on him about this. I mean, he started a whole like secondary family chat about this crap and sending gifts and memes and all this stuff, Christmas stuff.
Like he's like, against it, or
he's all for it.
Okay.
I'm the one that's like, and a few of my nephews and cousins are like, no. And he's like, well, that's anti-Jesus. I mean, you should be able to celebrate Jesus all the time. And he goes down that road, and I'm like, I'm not even doing that with you. You are manipulating this to your favor, and I'm not going there with you on this because like people don't even celebrate this. It's more about gifts, and people make it about other things enough to begin with. So I'm not going down that road.
Well, if you mention Jesus, then it's a problem because the whole freedom of religion and speech and that the reason it just gets so muddled up that it's not even worth talking about. Just here, take this gift card and keep it pushing.
All right, so as you guys can see, the guests we had lined up tonight didn't work out. Trying to work something in. We got a bunch lined up for the end of the year. I think we have like 2 spots left between now and the end of the year. So those of you follow and listen, if there's stuff y'all want to get our opinion on, you want us to talk about, you want to know about with a former guest or anything like that, or you have suggestions for us, throw it on here. I'm watching the feed since Biz is over here, so you guys just throw it at us. If there's something you guys want to hear, something you guys want us to talk about, we're all in. So
do you have any major plans for 2025 for the podcast? For this one. I know we're still working on the other one, but for this one. Any major ideas? I just put you in the hot seat because I know your brain has been working on things. Because you've been going to all these, you've been doing the one thing that I plan on doing in 2025, going to how to speak classes, going to just mentorship. So if you've taken all that in this year, has it given you any more vision for what this can be next year? This is the conversation we were supposed to have earlier.
Yeah, I know.
I was late, so I said, let's just do it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with it. That's cool. Honestly, man, I spent most of the last like 2.5 hours kind of going through my journal where I write stuff down, and my notes from some of these events, like the Eagle Rise Summit I did with Jason Redman, BK Live with Bedros and all the amazing people he had there. And then just some of the times where I've had vacation or weekends, I've not been real consistent or good with journaling in the last 6 months.
And that's the thing that you need to quit BSing on, because when you come on my podcast, that's going to be your subject. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just
sharpen them skills.
I've been focusing on other things, more personal stuff, my health. I've been trying to have discipline in a lot of other things that I've been undisciplined at. So as I learned today, one of the things that has suffered is my journaling. So, yeah, I mean, I've gone through that and I've just kind of been thinking about it. I mean, there are some changes we are going to make. There's a couple things that have come to mind. You and I have talked about some of these things several times. I kind of know what I want to do with some of them now, like the trailer. We got to get that done. We need a trailer on here so that people that don't know Common Sense, the podcast, that
can discover it. They see that trailer before every show. Basically, it's the same trailer, but it tells them about us and Common Sense and what we're about, what we're doing. We're going to step up to the, I found another tool that I think is better than the one that we have to also create content. That was my next thing was, as you guys saw, sorry, I dumped a lot out there this week, but I was like, damn. Yeah, I was trying to get stuff off of that platform so that we didn't lose any of it if that goes weird once I cancel the subscription. Understood. So you just downloaded it and so you got it. I tried, but they don't make it easy. It's kind of a real pain in the ass to, I literally have to go. I have to go to each single one, download it to my computer, and then push it to the drive. It won't let me just like bulk click all of them, throw it to the drive. Can't do it. I don't know if the new one can do that. Unless I'm just a computer idiot, which, hey, that's totally possible. That might be a lack of skill on my part. But yeah, I think shorts are very important because we are long format. We've said this for a long time. When we are consistent with the shorts, we get a lot of new viewers. Because, I mean, honestly, if you've never seen our show, you hear about it from one of us or something tunes you into our show, and we don't grab your interest in the first 5 minutes. You're out of there. Yeah, you're out of there. So that's hard to do because, and maybe I'll figure out some ways to do this better. There's a book I'm about to buy and break my rule because I've bought some books and I haven't finished the ones that I'm on. I know, but I'm trying. That's one of those things I'm trying to be a little more disciplined about. So there's a book on YouTube and growing YouTube. I have it written down that's supposed to be really good that I plan on doing over the holidays and getting through that. But yeah, just little tweaks, man. Merch. I want to get merch going, but it's tough because the merch piece I like, the times I've worn it, I've had attorney friends, I've had random people tell me like, ooh, you might not want to be doing that. Apparently another milk company, because it looks just like the Got Milk thing from back in the days, which is kind of where I got the idea, to be completely honest. Even though I don't think it's like exact, but whatever. They were kind of like, like, you're not another milk brand, but another milk brand tried to kind of play off their slogan, and they sued the shit out of them. And
if this started to gain more traction, you know, and like that's the number one selling shirt, like I don't want to deal with headaches, man. Like, and I'm being a lot more leery about it now after the whole music podcast and going the second round with that now, trying to get stuff trademarked so that we can start pushing that out there. I don't know how much you or everybody else knows about trademarking.
A lot.
It's kind of the first to file is once you're at that part, you can pretty much go ahead and start operating as you see fit. But there's a pretty big process that you go through with the attorneys and them.
Mine was cost. That's why I haven't trademarked a lot of stuff.
And research. Them researching to make sure that it's very highly likely that you're going to get your trademark beforehand.
It's not just the wording too. It's like likenesses, and there's so many different angles to it that you'll have of a trademark, and then you have to find so many things that are close to it. Kind of like when you register something with the .com, .net, .biz, and all that.
Yeah.
That whole, it's just a lot. So for me, there's 4 things that I have to get trademarked, and I'm like, I don't want to do none of this. I'm going to hire an attorney. So my piggy bank is growing. Then I know I can just hand in my 4 little mason jars full of change and be like, go ahead, do my trademark shit, because it's not cheap. But I can see why, because if you protect your intellectual property, it's money. Like true story. Bud Crawford, you know, the fighter from Omaha. Somebody else trademarked his name before he did. He had to, I don't know how they legally fixed it, but just think about it. Some vindictive person actually trademarked his name before he had a chance. So it's like, as soon as you think you're going to be famous, you need to TM your name. Beyonce has, I think she actually has Beehive trademarked.
I'm pretty sure she does.
I mean, you know, and she got lawyers like crazy. There's certain elements, there's fonts, you know, when you're doing design, you know, I do a lot of design. There's certain fonts that you have to buy a license, you know, license agreements and trade. I mean, the world is a very, very dot the I's and cross the T's when it comes to this.
Guys, I apologize. Yes, the internet is sucking terribly up here tonight.
Like, so now for the live recorded playback is going to be great.
Yeah.
But live, man, I don't know what's going on.
Live, you guys are just going to have to fight through it with us. So
yeah, it looks like old school TV before cable when you had the antenna. Somebody had to go upstairs and fix it.
Yeah, like literally.
Like a thunderstorm
I want to start
on.
tapping on the cable box. Like, are we going to see some Skinamax on here or something if I tap too much? Like, no, I don't know. Just kidding.
We don't know why. Everything is just running slow. And I got an M2 top of the line computer. It ain't the computers. It's literally the internet.
Yeah, it's literally the internet up here. It's terrible. If I didn't want to delay anymore, we probably would have tried to go have it reset to get this past us. But I'm not going to deal with that. We were already a little behind. So. And we were anxious to get back here and talk with you guys and just, you know.
It's been a minute.
Sit down.
And nobody ever gets to see me. I keep getting called the voice. So I'm like, everybody else knows.
Yeah, well, you got your shit getting together. That's the other thing.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to talk about that.
We got a new camera,
what else do I have planned for next year? Biz to be on camera.
To have my own camera, yes.
For sure.
I got the new, yes, I actually have a new camera.
And I want to do some different setups, man. I mean,
different location.
I love ICC. You guys know how I feel about ICC. This is my home away from home.
For all of us.
This is, you know, like my biggest thing is the cigars, but, you know, 3 years running now into this, like not everybody smokes cigars. Not everybody's into that. Like, you know, guests that want to do that and my patio's not adequate or weather's not cooperative, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna vote for as many patio ones as we can do, weather permitting, because it's just beautiful place and I get a good nap. If you're ever gonna get rid of them chairs, let me know, because I definitely want to buy those 2 chairs from you, the sleep chairs.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you're gonna sell them. I got you, bro.
Bro, you can get those on Amazon, man. Those things are insane. I need to take the covers off and wash them.
Send me the link, because I want those chairs are crazy.
Before we dive too much further, like, what are we smoking tonight? You guys always want to know what we're smoking on. So, did you even see these that come in?
So the Epic Poemas are in there too.
Yeah,
I bought an Epic in there. So yeah, I knew these were here. I snuck in here Monday, and you know, but the way my bank account is set up, I was able to buy one. G probably bought a box. I was able to buy a box. What?
I did not buy a box. Yet. No, dude, I have so many. No, I'm not going to. Like, I have too many cigars right now. Like. And I'm in a really bad habit of, like, some of them, like what's in my locker here, I legit want to age, and I only want to grab out of every now and then.
All right, so what are we smoking tonight? This is the Byron Reserva. So hold on. What's the difference between this and the Epic? Epic one.
This is, I want to say, a Cameroon wrapper.
I want to say almost same thing. Okay.
I want to say because the gold labels, I believe, are the Cameroon wrappers. But either way, this is a very limited, doesn't come out often, Byron. And you guys all know how we feel about Nelson Alfonso and what he makes. Amazing.
And what are we drinking? Go ahead, talk shit about my drink today. What you got? Talk shit about my non-alcoholic drink. What you got?
I got...
Put your pinky out when you're drinking now. Go ahead. What you got, bro? Put your pinky out. There you go.
I have Topo Chico, which I don't like just regular Topo Chico, so I had them biz it up for me a little bit.
There you go.
It's got a little grenadine in it, and then they have all these amazing syrups that they do for specialty cocktails, so it's got a little blood orange in it.
Blood orange.
So it kind of tastes a little bit like... you remember tiger's blood from the
Yeah, I do.
Shaved ice things?
I do.
It kind of tastes like tiger's blood. I'm really digging it. It's good, man. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like with the beard too, man. Like, the beard was time for some change. It'd been 7 years since I had seen my face and actually shaved.
Are you going to keep the clean bumper every day or just keep that Don Johnson shadow?
Oh, man, probably one or the other off and on. I'm not growing a beard back anytime soon, man. Like, short beards are a pain in the ass. When your facial hair grows as fast as mine does, I would literally, if my beard was your length, I would have to touch that up every 3 days.
Mine is once a week when I go to the barber. That's it.
But I don't have a good barber.
I have to shave and keep the shape because all the, whatever. But as far as the length and all that, it takes me about 2 months for it to kind of get like that. But it grows, but it's curly. But to have can I get another one of these classic watermelon waters, please, sir? This right here good. See, look, Jacob is just that dude, man.
Yeah.
Watermelon water.
Jacob cut his hair off, too. Did you see that yet?
Everybody's changing around.
Yeah, everybody's doing shit. Like, it's weird. You're seeing things you haven't seen ever or in a really long time.
But you're talking about change. Are you talking about, like, the consistency, like health-wise? Like me, I'm not even Coke Zero anymore. I'm straight up water with a little bit of flavor in it. Because you know who we got coming on the show. I seen the calendar. So I got to make sure that my shit is on point. When he walk in, he going to be like, oh, okay, you have been. Because I ain't spoke to him in like a month and a half. So I've been putting an extra half hour in the gym, and now I'm up to 10,000 steps a day. Damn it. By the time he comes in here, I'm going to be like, blam.
Yeah, so what he's talking about, guys, is if you've been following us for a while, you've seen one of my personal coaches in my health journey.
Mine too.
Alex Shaw.
Whiskey
weight loss. He'll be the first 3-time guest. He'll have been on once every year of the podcast.
Hat trick.
So he'll be the hat trick.
Now he doesn't.
Actually, I don't know. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Is he twice or 3 times?
Because we've had the Frakes brothers on twice, and Brandon's been on solo. So technically, Brandon Frakes is
hat trick. Okay.
Hat trick number 1. But yeah, either way, Alex is coming back on. We're going to change it up a little bit for you guys. We're going to talk about some of the things I've changed, some of the things Alex has changed. We'll probably talk about some of the bourbon stuff he's doing. I mean, it won't be the same just us talking about whiskey weight loss.
His bourbon experience is pretty dope. I don't really drink like that, but when I went to and he gave me a personal bourbon class, and he compared one to another, the smooths and this and all like the nuances of bourbon.
Yeah.
I had a whole different appreciation for why you guys collect it, what you look at, the different occasions where they. Oh man, I totally understand bourbon on a whole nother level. Even though I still don't drink it.
Yeah.
I want to collect some bottles just so my bar looks cool.
Yeah. I can help you out. I can sell you some bottles.
Ah, shit.
I got a lot of bottles to sell.
A lot of bottles.
I'll gladly tell you. And no, like, I didn't quit drinking or anything like that. Like, it's nothing.
We know that. We know he ain't gonna quit
extreme. Like, well, that is a goal of mine. This is weird. I can't believe I'm saying this shit on here. But
it's common sense.
Why not? Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has time periods like this in your life. And I do this. I mean, I think it's important to reflect and not just completely change course, but, maybe you have to make some alterations. Maybe you got to change a few things. Like, if you're really trying to be better and be the best version of you, that takes reflection and pivoting. I don't want to say like change course, but like pivot a little bit. Like, so, you know, some of the feedback that we've gotten at times on the show, if I really know the guest and it's somebody that I'm really, you know, good friends with, or that I chop it up with and haven't in a long time or whatever, it's real easy to drink a little too much. I mean, like, just to be completely honest. And then, like, by the end of it, I'm super self-conscious. And I know I'm, like, either slurring or I'm chopping up my words. And I'm just not functioning where I want to be for you guys and to make the show better. So
he's really comfortable with y'all, though.
Yeah, really, but I mean, like, there's a better way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to work out moderation on a few things. And honestly,
I can be your accountability partner as your producer. I can be like, when he comes in and says thumbs up, I'll cut you off.
It's not even like that, man. I mean, honestly, more of it is, yeah, I'm making good progress in the gym, and my discipline is starting to pay off for me, and I'm really seeing what I have as goals start to be accomplished. And with that comes, I don't really necessarily feel like drinking as much. I mean, not in public anyways, you know, like
in the crib, do what you do.
Like that extra drink during the week because I'm on the show, or the 4 drinks instead of just having 1 or 2. Or, I mean, like, I went to see Yngwie Malmsteen on Tuesday. I had 3
drinks. Was that concert that you had? You was like, okay, yeah. I don't know what the hell that was.
Dude, I got talked into this. I knew who he was, but not like
how
really.
You would spell his name? What is his name again?
Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm going to butcher this. Yngwie. And then Malmsteen, I think Malmsteen, or maybe EIN. I
can probably spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious quicker than I can spell the man's name you just
but dude, rock god. Like, he's known as like the metal symphony guy. Like, dude's pedal board is 4 feet long, and he plays with a keyboardist, a bass player, and
was it just him? Because that shit was packed.
Yeah, and he'll tell you during the show, this is not a band. This is Yngwie. I mean, like, and he's got a guitar tech that this dude is fucking brutal to. He's throwing guitars at him. He's bitching and moaning in between songs.
He must pay him a lot of money.
Switches out guitars sometimes twice in a song, but definitely every other song. He's got to have it perfectly tuned. If one thing's off, he's like over there losing his mind on the side of the stage. Because we were at Trees, and my good friend Clint hooked us up. We were sitting in the crow's nest. So, like, we've got this like bird's eye view of the soundboard, the side stage, and then the whole stage. So we're kind of getting to see all of this happening in real time. So it's kind of a crazy.
So he's a perfectionist.
Oh, dude.
But does it show? Does it deliver though?
I mean, dude, he's absolutely insane. Like, I mean,
and it was packed. That place was packed. It looked like it was packed.
Deceivingly, it was.
Oh, well, you had good camera angles, because from what I saw, it looked like a lot of people.
The whole downstairs. I mean, like, yes, the main stage front area was, there was probably 100 people in there, but like the upstairs was closed, short of where we were at, and then I mean, it was not. It was a Tuesday night. It was election night. I think a lot of people were scared to be somewhere like Deep Ellum, worried that the world was going to end or things were going to go crazy.
That's a whole nother topic that I'm glad we don't go down that rabbit hole. But
we could talk about that the whole damn show. But
at the end of the day, shit you can do but just roll. Do what you do, let it go, and just put your seatbelt on. No matter who would have won or whatever, I still say it for anything. Just put your seatbelt on at this point, because things you can't control, you participate. Things you can't control, just hold the fuck on.
Half of you are happy, half of you are mad. Just like 4 years ago, half people were happy, half people are mad.
And as long as I wake up every morning, I'm good either way.
Yeah.
I keep it simple, man. But so speaking of experiences,
you You know,
went
hold
to
on.
Cosm.
You know that if I want to know about that too.
I'll tell you.
You know, it's funny to me though, if people put half of that passion between how they feel politically or who they're supporting or not supporting into themselves,
It'd be an amazing.
do you know how much better this entire world would be?
You know how many people would make up the excuse not to do what you just said? They will put more energy into the excuse of not doing it instead of just doing it.
Yeah.
I agree with you 1,000%.
If you did, like, because you know what? Wednesday morning, every one of us woke up the same way, got up, got dressed, tied our shoes the same damn way. Ain't what shit changed other than gas prices went down.
Amen.
Stock market went up. But I mean, like, hey, I mean, no matter how you felt about it, like,
I made a post.
did your world drastically end on Wednesday?
No.
I mean, but I saw all kinds of crazy stuff that like happened, and he's not even in the office yet. Hamas said, bye, no more war, we're done. Like, apparently, unless that's fake news. I mean,
I ain't hear that yet, but I've been trying not to listen to the news a little bit, except for weather, only because I've watched how edited the news. So the one thing I will say about, especially, you know what, take the presidents out. This whole Colin Allred and Cruz thing, I was like, these dudes is straight cutthroat, vicious
gangsters.
Well, Colin Andre's mama was stealing groceries out of blah, blah, blah. Well, Ted Cruz's wife was stealing cars. I'm like, what the hell? Like, y'all making up all, like, when I say they got vicious, they got vicious.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gave two Fs about nobody. And they was like, that's a lie. Or I mean, like, bruh, it got, I didn't want to hear it no more. It got so much like, I couldn't take it.
I'm the same way, but you know why? The only reason I went down this, and this is as far as we're going down anything. Yeah,
and we're not going there. We're not talking about no size. We're just looking at a general observation.
Yeah. The thing I loved about it, though, and I think this election showed that more than anything else, and this is one of the reasons why I do this. The corporate media bullshit, that shit is almost dead now. Like, those big-ass news conglomerates and them just feeding bullshit and narratives.
I was about to say that.
That shit is about dead. Like,
I
what does Joe Rogan podcast do?
I notice how much the media edits. Like, I've saw speeches from each one of the candidates, and then when the news plays it back, they literally take they edit better than I do. They take pieces and parts to make it say a whole different thing than what that person was saying. I was like, the narrative has been
And I think people are tired of this shit, man. Like,
but Joe Rogan was uncensored and straight raw dog. Here it is.
And he's just like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I think there's people now that, like, people are seeing the value in having other news sources. People that, I mean, don't have some kind of big agenda or are just, trying to bring you information in other ways, whether it's Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan and I know somebody's going to beat me up here and saying I'm just saying guys' names that kind of go in one direction.
You know my favorite show to watch?
That's just the shit I watch.
I watch Meet the Press.
Yeah.
Meet the Press is pretty, they even though I don't think they really like Donald Trump, I can kind of tell they're favored towards that side. But I will say this, they do ask the questions, and no matter what political side you're on, when somebody tries to skirt, they kind of bring them right back and say, no, you're going to answer this or else. It's like, but that's all of them that kind of get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Even I watched the political thing about the local Dallas political policies and politicals, whatever. I forgot what it's called, but Lone Star Politics, that's what it's called. I watched that. Like, I nerd out on that stuff because
I don't even know what that is.
You have to be aware of what's going on. And my thing is more about awareness versus a person's opinion. Let me know what's going on and let me develop my own opinion about it, but at least let me be in the know a little bit. But when it gets all minutia and all crazy, I'm like, click.
Yeah, I mean, if you put both sides of a story out there and you let people form their own opinion on it or come to their terms with what they believe to be true after you presented the whole story, then I think you quit having all this crazy divisiveness that you and I can't the world today, you and I cannot disagree on something and still be friends. Like, I've watched this kind of shit happen even in my own family. And it's crazy. Like, why can't I just respect that you have a different opinion of me or have a conversation with you about it and want to learn why you feel the way you do? And I think that's, a lot of that comes because I'm in sales. Like, my job is to extract why you feel how you want to feel and what you really want and what you really need. And then me be able to tell you how I can help you with that. And so
basically, what is your itch and how can I scratch it for you?
Yeah.
How can I solve your problem? What are your pain points and what can I do to solve them? It's that easy. But it has to be growing up. We didn't, all we had was, God, I'm old, Walter Cronkite and Sam Donaldson and these old guys.
60 minutes used to be 60 minutes of actual news.
Yeah, that's it. But we didn't have the influence of social media. You didn't have the internet. And now you're bombarded by so many things that it's overload. Either you're overloaded or you're numb to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you look at television, back in our day, you didn't even see a handgun on TV until after 9 o'clock. On TV shows. Now you can turn on a show on any network and somebody's getting their head cut off.
Remember when people lost their mind when Bart Simpson said, "Eat my shorts"? And then like a year later he said "bitch" for the first time.
I remember the first time I seen that on MASH. The show MASH, and he said, "You son of a bitch," and like the world stopped spinning. Like this was like the first cuss word ever to happen. And my grandma turned off the TV. She started reading Genesis and everything. I was like, what's going on? Like, I had to be like 8 or 9 or something like that. Now, you can damn near say on regular television, every cuss word except for the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Every shit, you can say shit. That's internet. I mean, you see butt cheeks at 6 o'clock.
For Skinamax is like public TV now.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like,
all that stuff. Yeah. It's just normal. And in our younger kids, they're so desensitized to it. Back when we was younger, you see a boob or something, like, ooh. Now they be like, man, it's not even a big deal.
We used to beat on the cable box and play with the antennas trying to catch half a boob on late night Skinamax.
My stepdaddy had magazines hidden up under the couch. Mom didn't know about that stash. When they leave, I'd be like, I'm a man. What is this?
You're gonna laugh about this. It's funny. I won't say any names. So I have some good friends that moved out to the country and are out on a ranch now. And my buddy's wife posted today, hey, we're thinking about getting a tankless water heater. Tell us the plus or minuses of it. Let us know what you think, your experience has been. I was like, they're great. Just make sure you get it done properly. If you're going to go through the whole thing and you have the proper returns and stuff so that you don't have to, like my house even isn't set up completely, even though I have tankless, because we would have had to tear out a shit ton of drywall to make the loop right
for where it has that and everything.
Yeah, so like if you turn on water in my kitchen, it's gonna take I don't know, 2 minutes before it really gets hot.
My house is like that.
My shower, my bathroom, like it's not as instantaneous you want because you got to remember you're not heating a tank constantly. It only heats when you're asking for hot water. It heats it instantaneously.
It's not.
But it's got to travel tank, the loop.
So a regular tank, it's not sitting there with hot water on. Yeah, it is because
a regular tank is. It's filled with hot water and it keeps it hot all the time. That's why your electric bill or your gas bill is higher depending on if you have a gas or electric water tank. So tankless, it's just small. It doesn't hold water.
I've seen how small
it has water lines running to it,
and it just heats an element as it's running through it.
15,000 BTUs instantaneously hitting that water,
boiling.
But now it's got to clear the line of all the cold water. And then it's got to push that hot water once it reaches the temp down to each stop. And depending on what the first stop is, and usually your kitchen holds that up because it has flow restrictors on it for the environment, blah, 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 blah. So my advice was, if you're going to do it and you have the ability to, make sure you're routed correctly and that you have that proper return set up on there so that it cycles the water faster and you get hot water everywhere, right?
Thank you. So I was today years old to learn how to really work. I've always wanted one, but I didn't know how it really worked. And I seen it. It was like this little bitty box. I'm looking at these big ass tanks in my garage and I see this box. I'm like, How does that work?
At least yours are in your garage. Mine were in my attic.
Ooh, hell.
And I've already had that happen once. I'm not going through that ever again in my life. I couldn't even imagine.
Did you take them out?
Yeah,
Are they still there?
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone.
Who designed that shit?
Dumb people. But no, like, so the funny part of it was they also have a teenage boy at home. Mm-hmm. So my comment was like, well, because you're not always heating this thing, like, yeah, you're going to save a lot of money. I said, and you're really going to notice it because I said, I'm sure with the teenage boy at home, you have very extended showers going on, and that will probably save you quite a bit of money on hot water and not running out of hot water when you need to take a shower after said teenager is getting out of the shower. And I saw my buddy laughed at it. I don't know if his wife caught on what I was saying or not, but like I started laughing.
I have a 16-year-old. That's all I'm going to say. My bill was $100 higher last month. And I'm
don't ask questions, Cool Beans.
I'm like, this. Oh, it's because, but you know what? It wasn't his fault though. I have two sprinkler heads out, and I didn't know it. You know, because they're running at 2:00 in the morning, and then I come outside. I'm like, why is there a swimming pool in my front and backyard?
We just went through that.
Yeah,
too.
so that added $100. And anyway, So anyway, we got on the water tank heaters a little bit there. That's funny. But
tell me about the basketball game.
Oh, so the Cosm.
I don't even know what this is.
I trade you. It's literally in your backyard. When I came out of it, I could have just took a left and went to your house.
Do you know how much shit is in my backyard that I don't even know is there?
So Cosm is the IMAX of. So imagine if you go.
It looked like y'all were in a suite at the game. At the game, yes. I was like,
it felt like we were at the game because it literally surrounds you almost 180. Like, so no matter where you look and the way the cameras are set up, it looks in its position like you're on the floor. So it's a wide view camera, but the perspective is correct. So I'm watching the basketball. It was the Spurs and Rockets. So I'm watching them walk by, and you're literally sitting here, and the coaches.
And it's a live game.
It's a live game.
Yeah.
And it's so we sit on the second tier. You have the tier that sits a little further down, so they get a little bit more immersive. But it's just a huge IMAX screen, but it has everything there. So when the camera switches, so when they take the ball down to one end of the court, it just switches, and now you're sitting right behind the goal. So, like, I've never seen, like, you're looking at the facial expressions when they get punched in the face with the ball, like, you hear everything. The squeak, the ball bounce, when he calls him a bitch, when he talks about his mama, when they punch, they do everything, and it's right there. Like, the ref had his ass on the camera. I'm like, oh, can they do something about that? Like, he's right there. They threw the ball out of bounds. You're ducking. Like, and then the food, everything. I mean, it's dope. And they charge you tickets like you're at the game.
Yeah.
It's the best seat in the house, but like last night wasn't a big deal. So it was like $44 per. Food's okay. Ceviche's amazing. But then like when they do even though now Cowboys tickets should be free. Talk about that later.
Yeah.
But when it's a bigger game, like when the Lakers play, those tickets could be like $128, and it's reserved seating. I really like that. So if you get in there early enough, you can. But like some of the big games are already sold out. Like I try to look at tickets what tonight's game would be for Thursday Night Football. Mm-hmm. It's already sold out. But they have 2 domes, and just like at the Cowboys Stadium, they have a mezzanine where it's like 70, 100-foot screens, so you can go out there eating whatever and watch whatever game you want out there and be served. But that interior dome thing, it literally feels like you're at the game.
That's crazy.
My wife don't even give a damn about basketball, and she stayed for almost the whole game. Let's watch the game. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Now let's watch the game. I'm like, damn, you want to actually stay? Because it feels like you're there.
Yeah, and you got the best seats in the house.
Best seats in the house. And when they go to commercial break, you're still there. So all the stuff they do, like in live games that you don't see at home, you're watching it out. So, man, they got a 4-minute timeout. They brung out a whole concert. They had a concert of rapper people breakdancing, doing flips, and in 10 seconds, they clear the floor and you're right back.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it is. If you like sports, man, it is definitely an experience you would have to go.
Well, let's talk about something else. I'm going to put you on the hot seat.
Go for it.
How's Press Forward and Rewind going, brother? Which, by the way, I hope you all saw the link I shared. He officially put out episode number 1.
Episode number 1 is good. Episode 2
my dude
come out to
and you went like straight out the gate swinging like you're Jake Paul trying to fight Mike Tyson. You went and got Jamon. You went and got Jamon.
Yeah, and we actually recorded at his house because we wanted to smoke, because in my studio you can't smoke. But the first episode was special because if everybody didn't know, we lost our oldest son a couple months ago, and Jamon lost his mother a couple years ago. Yeah. And he created one of his best-selling cigar. Genesis was inspired by his mom, and me actually getting off my ass and doing my podcast is something my son was in my case about for a couple years. And so we kind of both, from pain to promise, we started something because of what we went through losing somebody special. Yeah. And that's what the episode was about. And in most of my, so my podcast is about being 50, what it's like to start over at 50, because COVID really took a lot of people back to square one. A lot of people lost jobs. Some people just didn't want to do what they did. They lost loved ones, and they kind of got lost in the minutia. So in your season 2 of life, you're starting over. And there was so many people, such as myself, that had to start over. I was with a marketing company, and that, because of COVID, things kind of went down, and just out the blue, I was like, well, we're not really going to do this no more. So go for it. So I'm like, shit, I'm out here swimming. I got to think of something. Got to figure out something. And you figure out that you think you're the only one going through something until you have a conversation with people, and you figure out so many other people that have been in your pants, in your shoes, excuse me, not in your pants, Lord have mercy. They've been in your shoes. And when you actually have discussions on their journey and how they overcame a certain part of it, that's great information for everybody else. So we talked about how we all got starting over. I have, she's a life coach. She's actually my cousin, but she's a life coach. And the next episode is going to be about having your own personal board of directors.
Yeah, I like that, man. I didn't do one today, but I've started posting quick little lives, do it reels. Every
day, man. Whatever just motivates and moves you, do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start getting better about that.
When I do mine,
I'm figuring it out. I've been doing it in the truck while I'm sitting at the gym about to go.
That's when I do mine.
I know, it's what you told me. So I
just literally, right before, I normally do mine either after or before the gym. I just sitting on the steering wheel before I go in, and I'm also full of pre-workout, so I'm already like humming. I'm
finishing mine. That's where I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. I should probably start doing this afterwards, because right now I'm just getting all amped up to go into the gym.
And that's where me doing personal every day, a personal thing, starting the gym, because that's when I said, you know what? I have to start. So, and even though I still was going to the gym every day, but with a purpose. So I just started sharing that. Yeah. And everything I talk about is just motivated for either something I've seen on the internet that relates to me, or an experience I had the day prior. Like today, I didn't post anything because nothing really happened new. And I want to keep it genuine. Yeah. The internet wants to be consistent. You got to post every day. But if I don't go through anything in that day, I really have something to share. I don't want to fake the funk either. So when you go through it, share it. Have it. And it got me over the fear of doing the podcast, because I'm always behind the camera. I've never wanted to be in front of it. So by me doing them lives and literally recording and posting it, you don't get a chance to look at yourself. You don't critique yourself. You just do it. And after I got used to doing it, it wasn't hard.
That's where I always I don't know. That wasn't intentional for me. I wasn't worried about that, so I didn't do that intentionally. But I think that's good that you saw that. But it's good
that you do it, because
and you went and did it.
I think it helps when it comes to sitting down here. The more you share about yourself and things and points of views and things like that, I think that it reflects in when you sit down with a guest, because they've seen it, you've seen it, you talked about it. It gives you insight. You can take from a guest, and that can give you a week's worth of context, not reposting here, but your own personal reflection from who you interviewed that week.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that. That needs to be something kind of maybe a recap. Maybe that'll be what some Friday morning posts are, is after I've done the show. Maybe I'll talk about that for a minute or two.
I think that would be what, and it's fresh in your mind.
I took from it.
When you're talking about Redman, if you were there at Bedrin Coolio's, next time you go to another mentorship, because that's what I wanted to talk to you about too, is I want to really start going to and figure out mentoring programs, because they said the first thing when you invest in yourself, it isn't always money. Everybody thinks mentors are a scam. They're just meant to get the money off you, blah, blah, blah. But I've started following certain people like Myron
What if
Golden,
you change the word from mentor to coach?
It's the same thing. Yes. And I agree. So no, I guess you're right. Because when you look at coach, then it's okay to pay a coach for their services.
I mean, if you were
better.
trying to get better at baseball, or you wanted your kid to get better at
football,
sport,
yeah, no, we've paid.
You go pay for a coach.
I've paid coaches for Oliver and Jesse.
Why do you think it is? I mean, I'm asking you, but this is stuff I ask myself all the time too. You know, because it's a balance too of like, 'cause some of these things are not cheap, man. Like the good ones, the legit people, they are not cheap.
You know why I changed my mindset? Because of a course I paid for. The first thing it said was, you need to become the type of customer that you want. So for your services that you do, for the services that I do, I want to get paid for them. Yeah. What's the difference in paying a coach? Especially if it's somebody that's already got the blueprint for where you want to be and they're achieving it. Why would I not pay you for your time, for your knowledge?
Yeah, there's a couple ways I think to look at that. Way I look at it has kind of evolved. Yes, I believe in paying people to coach you and do something that a lot of the good coaches talk about, which is time collapsing. So, and that's time collapsing is kind of a concept that is a big reason why I started this podcast, because I was hearing all these amazing stories from all these unique, amazing individuals. Some people that I knew, some I didn't know well, some people I had just met. And then I had a plethora of individuals that are very successful at whatever it is they're an expert in or whatever they do. And I was just thinking like, man, I sit and have these kind of really candid conversations with them, and you know, I'm learning stuff constantly that maybe like it's not an exact application for me, but I'm able to take something from it that I can either use in my own life, my business, my personal life, whatever, and be a little better at it. And if the people I have on my show are able to do that for other people, then that's giving you guys something of value. You know, and I think that's something you should judge a mentor or a coach on, that you're going to look is like, what are they going to be able to time collapse for me? Like, and when I say time collapse, like, because they teach you how to do something or keep you from making a mistake that they've already made that you don't have to make or learn from, you're able to get to that goal faster and with less pain and suffering. Now, you'll also learn in some of these, like, they're not going to take all that away, because there are lessons to be learned and things you have to learn and master that comes through some of that pain and suffering too. And I mean, you could sit and do math if you're really a math person and you're really into that. You could totally sit and say, okay, to go to, you know, BK Live is X amount of money. I'm getting 12 hours of education per day for 2.5 days or 3 days, whatever it is. And then my hotel, my food, my, you know, you add the things up,
flight.
and then flight, driving, whatever, however you're getting there and doing what you're doing, and then figure out like, what's that hourly rate? And then like, figure out, like, do you know what your hourly rate is for what you do or what you're wanting to do?
I do.
And then, like, so compare it and be like, okay, well, I'm trying to get to him. He's making millions of dollars or whatever doing what I want to do, and I'm paying this fraction of this to be able to gain this knowledge.
So let me ask you a question.
Things up.
Did you get what you paid for?
Absolutely, but I will also say some of it is what you make of it too. Like, are you the person that's just going to sit in the back and, you know, not really engage, not really be fully involved? Are you fucking around on your phone? Are you taking advantage of what you signed up for?
That's what I'm saying, but I'm asking you personally.
There's thousands of people in here too. Like, how many connections and how many people can you meet and network with that you don't know what that relationship's going to bring to you down the road?
So did you come home? You feel amped and excited because you're there and you're in the whole atmosphere, but when you walked away or when you went to your room, hotel room every night, did you actually get something that you can apply to your personal growth?
Yes.
You felt like was the money well spent?
Yes. On both of I've gone to a few other events. At Redmond's event, at Eagle Rise, 1,000%. I can promise you too that program is only going to cost you more money down the road. Like that's gonna man, I shouldn't say this. Like, I think he's undercharging for what he's doing right now.
He knows what he's doing. Trust me.
I know, and he's building this thing. But I'm just telling you, like,
because of your testimonial right there verifies it,
and it won't be
validates it.
It won't be a smaller group, I don't think. Or if it is a smaller group, you're going to pay even more to be in that small of a group.
Myron Golden, the guy I love to look at coaching. You know what he charges an hour?
Who?
Myron Golden, $250,000. And he gets that. He gets that. But when you, in the amount of...
Bedros Keuilian's one-on-one coaching is $100,000 a year.
You see what I'm saying?
$100K. You got $100K to drop on some like next level coaching. Like, you better know...
But the people that get that, they come out making millions.
What he is capable of doing for you... And you better have your shit together and like really be like, if you have that kind of money.
If you spend $100,000 to make $6 million in that same year, is that not a good investment?
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how they look at it. And the thing is, people get mad when they give away the free training, or they just baiting us in to get us to the bigger hook. And I felt like that at first.
There are some of those. That's
where the scamming and the mental. So you still have to vet all those programs, because if you're looking, like, I've been to a couple where the guys, oh man, I'm signing up right now. I can't wait. That's their friends. Mm-hmm. That's their friend. I got my credit card right out now. You get all that. But then when you're able to look at, I got a guy, Omar, I've always been looking at Myron Golden for years. And when Omar came out with his, so my podcast is literally tailored after his. The lighting, everything. I watched him. I studied him. I loved the way it was, what he set up, how he did. And then when I started watching him, he's literally mimicking Myron Golden and how he does and deliver. But these guys are really, really getting results. I love the way that they interview, and Myron gives you so much just in his everyday YouTube. It's like, well, damn, if I pay for something, how much more am I going to get? I just can't afford them right now, but his understudies are great.
And some of that's like one-on-one access, you now have if you're in Bedros's, mastermind where you're getting personal coaching from him, you have private links to things where you get on private Zoom calls and stuff, and
you can ask your question,
and you go spend time with him, or he comes and spend time with you a couple times a year. You have his cell phone number. Like, you can be like, hey, text Bedros and be like, hey. I don't know. I know this is part of it just because I've looked into it. I can't afford to go right now be coached by Bedros, nor do I have something that I feel like
needs it right now
would be able to really help me grow in that area. And let's be honest too, like, a lot of people, this is something I learned at BK Live that I think is important. I'm still in one of my things though, coming up for a week. That's all right, though. Any of y'all are listening and want to know this? Cool, let's roll. I think a lot of people are probably like I've been pretty much my whole life, where you go through periods where you're trying to figure out, and no, I'm intentionally using these words, like what your purpose is, what your passion is. Your why. And you get so hung up on these things and trying to have everything figured out and write this perfect plan or how you're going to do it. And then you go down all these rabbit holes of getting books and reading certain people, and, oh, they make it sound so easy, and just do these things, or evaluate this part of your life, or answer these 5 questions or these 10 questions, or take this test. And it's going to point you in the magic direction, and you're going to see the yellow brick road light up. Like, so much of that is bullshit. Like, yes, there are things that can apply to you in any one of those, and you may pick up some nugget or some great information that does really help you. Maybe it does inspire you or get you to do something. But, you know, Luciano said something when he was sitting with us, and I'm really looking into this, and I've been reflecting on this quite a bit. The things you really suck at, or you're scared to do, or afraid to do, you need to kind of dig into that, because a lot of times when you go and pursue getting better or being good at one of those things that you don't feel like you're good at or that you're afraid to do or whatever, that a lot of times can turn into a superpower. You know, like I was terrified. Like I thought everything that I did and my experiences of public speaking, like when I had that whole thing happen at a business conference, man, like that really messed me up. And I was like, I can't do this, man. Like I'm a partner in a major construction firm now. And like, what happens when I'm called upon again to do this? Like, this isn't going to be the first or the last time this happens. Like, I got to do this. So like what I do, I started trying to figure out ways I could get better at it. That led me to Jason Redman. That led me going down that road. But when I was at BK Live, the other like part of this is, and I don't remember who said it. I was going to go back in my journal and really go down this, but it's this guy out of California that is a marketing like guru genius type dude. He's very artsy. He's like one of the nicest dudes in the world. It's Dorothy House or something like that, I think is the name of his company. Anyways, I'll look it up. I'll post about this later in the week. And he said, quit worrying about having a purpose or finding your passion. He's like, everybody has that stuff in him. He said, start living your life and doing the things you do with a purpose and have a passion in doing what you're doing. Like passionately do, like be disciplined, be very passionate, be very intentional, and you'll find those things along the way. And that's something I've reflected on a lot and really think is because, you know, you go through these things too, and man, don't think that this is all easy for me either. Like a lot of this stuff is hard, man. I mean, every bit of this is hard. I've learned things every episode, every week, every year that we've been doing this. Like there's things I've learned, there's things I've grown, and there's things that I think I've gotten better at, but then other things have suffered. You know, I could, you know, like if me and my wife aren't communicating real well and, you know, like how, you know, this is what goes through my brain. It's like, well, how the hell can I come in here and like talk to somebody for 2-3 hours that I may not know real well or whatever, and I have a whole lot of shit to say, but then my wife and I get home and it's like, you know, and I'm like, well, it's not that I don't want to talk. It's just like, shit, I don't feel like I have anything to say right now, or, you know, whatever. And, you know, like you fight all those personal demons, no matter how much better you start getting at something, or there's other things like, but you got to have the discipline to like stick through it, figure things out, and then reflect and, you know, go through some of those processes.
But, you know, the first thing you just said was the one thing a lot of people don't do. They don't actually recognize it. You have to have enough self-awareness to recognize some of your shortcomings. Like mine is time, like time blocking is what I'm really focusing on because of all the responsibilities that I have. It makes it so hard for me to be time accountable. So what I have to stop doing is saying yes to a lot of things. Because what I'll do is I'll see a little, because I live and die by my calendar on the phone. That's why I love how you do it. Because if I see it, you have it so time blocked out. It's like, okay, I know. So that lets me know if I got something that's a family emergency or a trip I got to take, I'll let you know, hey, I got this space, I got that spot. But my problem is if I got a window and space in between, I'll shove something in there. And I never give myself enough time for overage on this thing or to be early on that thing because I'm always squeezing stuff in because I never say no. And lately, even gigs, DJing or whatever. I had somebody hit me up about DJing a tailgate party for this Cowboys game this weekend. And I told them my rate. And they was like, oh, man, well, what about this? I'm like, this isn't a negotiation. This is what it's going to cost hourly to do it. Well, we was thinking about there being out there all night. Okay, well, shit. You go 7-8 hours. This is what it's going to cost you per hour for me to come DJ your tailgate. Well, can you? No, I can't. You don't go into Nike and when you buy them Jordans and you don't say, well, man, let me give you 125 instead of that 250 that you want. Yeah. So why does my stuff have to be negotiated on?
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me for them to say no. My time is valuable. And if you're going to pay for it for what I think that it's worth, and if not, cool, no sweat, no problem. Keep it pushing. But people actually will try to guilt you into discounting what you think your value is. And I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. You know, man, so, I mean, I'm not always good at figuring those things out too. And sometimes it takes my entire world crashing on me in one aspect or another for me to hear or see something.
That's what it
takes. Or really come to terms with it. It's no different than probably a lot of you on those things. And, you know, hopefully you have enough, you know, a wife, a significant other, a family member,
a personal board,
close friends, your confidants or whatever, that are going to be honest with you and call you out on your shit sometimes.
What you have to work on, though, too, all of us, is to be able to take it as much as you give it. Because we're always willing to give our opinion and give advice. But when it comes back the other way, are you willing to be quiet and receive?
Yeah.
And process. Because some of us are headstrong.
Yeah.
You know, but that's
no, it's never easy to hear bad shit
about yourself or
I don't care.
Criticism or whatever. You got to take it and quit being butthurt. And I think that comes.
And you're going to be a lot more sensitive too if they really hit the nail on the head too. I mean, like that's an initial reaction that is guaranteed. But if you can't control yourself and your emotions, like. That's impossible.
But it comes with age. It comes with age. The older you get, the more you're a little bit open to hear more because you've experienced so many things in your life. Sometimes you're like, well, you know what? I've been doing this shit this way for so long. Let me listen to another approach to this to try to get to it. Because
people are scared to change, bro. Like, I mean, like even me, y'all heard me sit here talking earlier about stuff, and it's like, it's still scary to think about, like, well, when this happens, this is involved, or this has been involved, or this is a commonality, but like, well, I don't want to give that up. I don't want to change that completely. When it's like, but is the right answer to do that?
But when you look at other people that live that way, and
they don't have that problem.
But I look at other people that have other problems. Well, I look at people that literally do the same thing all the time and complain about it. And it's like literally every scenario you're giving me, you've been doing this shit for 10 years. And if it hasn't changed, that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
So why don't you do something that's not that and see what happens? And then they give you an excuse on why they can't change. Yeah. That makes no sense. So for me, literally in the last 3 months, I embrace doing something different, trying it different. Because all you're going to do is learn a lesson. I'm not going to say fail. Yeah. You're just going to learn a lesson on maybe it didn't work. Let's try another way. So I get geeked up on different stuff now.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. It's funny too. Yes, I am very OCD with my calendar, but my calendar needs help and needs to be fixed to a certain degree because I've got too many calendars and too many things. Like I'm literally like me and the wife were just having this discussion the other night. Like I'm literally running out of colors for the different categories and shit. And I have duplicate colors. So like my personal calendar that I share with my wife is baby blue in color, right? Like,
ours is black or dark gray.
It's yellow on my end. Common Sense is yellow on mine.
It's like dark gray on my end. Common Sense is like dark gray.
All right, so it's yellow on my end. So see, everybody's is different, even though we're on the same shit.
So now me and you both like paper. Do you do it just digital, or do you actually have like a desk calendar?
No, mine's all digital.
I have a.
Because we're all Mac.
Yes, we're all Mac, so it's easy to share.
We're all Mac, so
but I still have to write it down though. Like I went and bought a white erase board calendar, so all of my podcast episodes for the month, guests or whatever, they're on that. I have to have that. I have to have a connectivity with writing.
No, my problem is, so my personal / home, which is just tells me like this is home stuff that I need to take care of. You know, like I need to change the light bulbs. I need to, whatever,
Mine
wash
is
the
orange.
dog, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It's baby blue as well. And if that's the last thing I entered, sometimes I'm bad about this. This is why I've got to make some changes. I will see that baby blue and be like, oh, I need to let Sarah know that like I'm putting this on the calendar.
So why don't you just go in and change the color for that calendar?
Because I can't find one that's not already used. Like I need them to like make some hybrids, or I need to get in there and like dial in my own colors.
Or you need to reduce your calendars if you have that many separate tasks. I mean, you have work, you have personal, you have that. Is it like clients too? Like, do you separate them by that? Like that is a lot.
Like seriously, I know none of you can see this, but like I can't even stand to look at it on my laptop. Dude, like, that's what my counter looks like. Like seriously, like look at all those like.
Now, do you do them by different emails? Because isn't that
yeah, like that's iCloud. Then there's my personal Gmail. There's my work Exchange server. There's Common Sense. Like each one of them has their like.
Yo, he literally has his calendar looks like a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Like I can't even like I have to like go to like the week view. Like just to be able to see, like I have a lot of unblocked time, but like you go to the month view, and it gets like insane.
I have a workout one, and I have but I that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to block mine off, but the way I want to block mine off is just by like Mondays, like the way I used to do it when I first started, and this is way back in 2016. Monday was a day to learn. I didn't touch anything I recorded or did. That was my day to read, to learn, to study YouTube videos. Tuesday and Wednesday were my editing days. And then Thursday was my day I didn't do anything. And then Friday and Saturday were my production days where I would record or shoot or do whatever I did. And Sunday, of course, that's my day off. That's Lord's Day, do whatever. And that worked great because I would not allow anybody to infiltrate those days.
Yeah.
But then when the entrepreneurial thing really started kicking in on my own,
you can't say no.
I can't say no because I had to get that bread. I had to get that money.
Yeah, it's the same thing with sales, man. Like, I mean, we just had this big debate at work about days off for the holidays and shit. And I'm like, regardless, it doesn't matter. Even if you say I have the day off, if my client calls me with an emergency, I'm still going to answer my phone. I'm going to be working.
You got to work.
You know, like, but that doesn't relate exactly to all the different positions in the company. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but now you're a partner with greater power comes more responsibility.
Yeah, but even if I was just a sales guy or an estimator or a project manager, like that still applies to you. Like if the client calls or there's an emergency, we're going to be working, like whether you want to or not. Like, but you're going to have to like go take care of that emergency.
Let me pivot on that then. So now we come up with the thing where we're talking about time management and how you get it. How do you get time to yourself? But Grant Cardone said this thing. He said he got a phone call from his partner on a Saturday or something. What's up? What you doing, man? Nothing. Just watching the game. He says, I'm trying to sit over here and think, shit, I'm 10 grand short this month. What am I going to do? And he says, well, what are you doing? He said, I'm watching the game. He said, well, first of all, you're sitting there watching the game. That's your issue. You're not out doing something to bring that 10 grand to the table. So it's like people say, oh, I'll sleep, I'll sleep when I'm dead or whatever. So you have so many people getting caught up with, I got to grind, I got to grind, I got to grind, I got to grind, I got to grind. Let's go back to the coaching. How can you be more smarter with the time that you're either allotted or you're given so you're not working as hard, but you're getting more results?
You got to be more disciplined. Like, that's the thing. Like, you got to find out what's important to you. You got to have these things don't change. Like, this is set in stone. Like, whatever it is. Like, unless, come hell or high water, like, this is happening. Or... and then you have your areas that maybe you're a little more flexible in. But like people would say, I don't have time. That's bullshit. Your priorities are just wrong.
You're right.
You have time. You just don't. That's just not a big enough priority for you.
Like one of my biggest struggles is my kids' games.
Yeah.
We switched. This used to be a Wednesday night thing.
Yeah.
But then Oliver had games on Wednesdays. Then Jesse got into high school. Now his games are on Thursdays, and it's cool. I mean, they get it. you know, because we all grew up with the dad that, you know, or mom that's always working. And you're like, hey, look, if I don't work, you don't eat, you don't have this, you don't have that. But then I kind of feel guilty because it's like, well, shit, I don't want to miss certain moments, or if I miss one of the boys,
better make varsity, son.
Oh, well, he's gonna be there next year, you know, so we can have Friday nights. And I tell everybody, Friday nights is not there, you know, Saturdays or whatever. So, like you said, there does have to be those things that no matter what, those are the rocks. But setting priorities for me is task number one for me to master. Yeah. And I'm trying to do these things one at a time. So me posting every day, my little posts, getting I've already got 7 episodes of the podcast done, edited, in the can. So that way if something goes, you know, we get off or whatever, it's there. Getting up, not the gym. Perfect example. Yeah. That is a habit now. That is no matter what, no matter how I feel, but because I have to take Ollie to school, I'm already in the car. He's getting out the car. I just got to go straight instead of taking a left, and I'm at the gym in 5 minutes. Just go because you're already up.
See, I'm still trying. Like, I have been super good about not making the exception of I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week. 5 for sure, but
5 for sure. I get a bonus 6 in maybe once or twice a month.
Normally it's 6. And if I wake up on Sunday morning and I'm up early and I can't sleep or whatever, and Sarah's still sleeping, I mean, I'm highly likely to get my ass up and go in and just, maybe I'm doing something light. I mean, it ain't going to be like go in there and just start banging whips.
And you don't mess around. But my biggest
thing is not just that. Most of the time I get up super early and I go to the gym in the morning. I prefer to work out in the morning. No excuse comes at 5 a.m. that's going to prevent you from working out. Now, your previous night might dictate that, like, that's going to suck and be a thing. But if you're that habitual about it, now there are certain nights, like Fridays, I'm going to leave work, mid-afternoon, and I usually go work out in the afternoon on a Friday. I don't, after doing the show on a Thursday night, going to bed a little later, because if it's a normal night, by the time I get home and wrapped from all this, like, that's a wrap, man. Like, I don't do anything else out of that.
Even when the kids are out of school, like the one thing I've done that now, I don't sleep in. I still get up. Even when my clock isn't set, I'm up. So on the days that my clock goes off at 6:30 to get up, get ready, have Ollie out the door, and we're there by 7:15, 7:30ish. But even on Saturdays, days off they're out of school, I still get up at 7 to stay in that habit. Saturdays, I may sleep in maybe till 9. But that laying in bed all day thing, I can't do it. And that was one of the first habit killers I tried to take out. So I've got that down. I get up every day no matter what.
I try to make sure that no matter what, I get 7 hours of sleep.
That's what I'm trying to, because me going to bed prevents that. So now I'm working on that.
I get 8.
Yes.
8 is what I really shoot for. But, that requires changing things. And, to be honest, like, it makes things tough for me and my wife. My wife is a night owl. I'm a morning person. She's not, and my alarm going off at 5 a.m. to go to the gym wakes her up. And if she's had a shitty night of sleep or something like that, and now she can't go back to sleep, man, like it gets tough. Like there are things to work through with all that, and having discipline and finding ways to make that work.
This right here helps.
It goes.
My goal is 7.5 to 8 hours every single night. So I know I start winding it down when the news comes on. I'm in bed by 10:30.
So we're talking about sleep, I'm yawning.
I know, right? But because your body's used to it, it's starting to wind down. But I make it a goal so I get excited when I wake up. How many hours did I get? Was it quality sleep, this, that, and the third? Plus, on this journey of getting in shape, getting better, and doing whatever, your body does the most work for our goals when you're asleep. Yeah. And me staying up at 12 and 1 o'clock, deaf scrolling or editing, man, that shit's going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I look forward to sleep. And I'm not even going to lie. I discovered the greatest sleep aid in the world, a gummy. Man, I don't do it every night because I don't want to be, but man, dude, on those nights when I get me a gummy, that is, I give me
the problem with that is, and this is my battle, and I've been really, really like, this is what has killed the extra progress I would be making. I have to
know what you're about
time
to
that
say. I know what you're going to say.
Exactly right.
Because if you
and
don't,
go straight to bed.
Because if not, what's going to happen?
If not, I will be in there finding my little reward treats, like my bag of Sour Patch Kids, and I will eat half of that fucking bag.
Let me tell you something.
Or I will be in there making chicken nuggets at 11 o'clock at night. It was so bad. And I will eat 20 chicken nuggets.
It was so bad the other night. I ate a bag of croutons. Because I crave, it has to be crunchy and salty. And so, like, I don't need sweet. Like, literally, we ate dinner, a full-on dinner. 2 hours later, ate a gummy. You know, that shit takes about 45 minutes for hour. And when it pops in, it's like, whoa. And there was nothing. The kids ate all the chips, everything. I found a bag of Italian seasoned croutons and smashed them shits like there was a bag of Doritos. I was sitting out there feeling like fat kid guilty. Like, I'm on the back patio smoking a cigar, eating croutons. Like, what the fuck? Like, so now, literally, you got to time it to take your ass to bed.
Yeah, well, see, my other problem with that is we eat dinner late.
We do it about 7:30.
7:30 is about usually when we eat dinner. We're done eating around 8.
Yeah, because the kids have so many things. Yeah,
now, my other thing is, and because I'm in bed by 9 and asleep by 10 typically, because we'll watch a show or two.
I need to try that 9 o'clock.
By like 10 to 10:30. Like, I'm not awake past 10:30 9 times out of 10. Even sometimes on a Friday night or a weekend, like, man, I'm not a night person. Now, if I've got something going on, I'm going to a show or whatever, I mean, cool, I can make it work.
Normally I'm DJing, so.
Yeah, so I mean, I can make it work. But my big thing is, too, with the gummies, you have to also think about digestion. So I will usually, when I know we're about to have dinner, I will go ahead and pop that gummy, because usually it takes 30, 45 minutes
Mine
to really.
Mine take about an hour.
So it depends on them. Depends on what you got.
That's true.
So, and it depends on your metabolism too.
That's true.
So I've literally, and this has happened more in the last 2 weeks probably than it has in a long time. So I'll take my little half a gummy, eat that half, have dinner, and man, I'll be honest, like, portion control, even though we're making healthy stuff and doing that, like, still probably like my hardest thing I have to focus on. So I'll go kill a big ass dinner, and then we'll go get in bed. And if I watch more than one show and don't fall asleep, that shit hits me so hard.
Yes.
But I've started stacking the house now. Like, I've gotten rid of most things that are bad, but every now and then I'll get away. Like, Sour Patch Kids are my, like, go-to personal treat.
Mine is Chex Mix.
I have a little bit of them. I keep Quest and Legendary protein bars, cookies, peanut butter cups.
Protein bars
that are all like,
literally.
I keep those.
Protein bars help a lot. I don't feel as guilty.
Well, I'm gonna have to be better with the Sour Patch Kids. Like, I'm killing that. Like, I ate so many of them the other night. Like, I was getting the, like, sour sores on my tongue, like, because it was like raw from all the sour. And then I've also, and I hate doing this, like, I had a subscription to it when it first came out, and it was great, but then I'm not consistent with eating it all the time. Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is like a no sugar, like 4 carbs and like 13 to 17 grams of protein. And it's replicas of all your favorite cereals.
Oh, I have seen that.
So if you get the subscription, it's not bad.
I'm not doing
But
that
if
shit.
you don't eat that shit, and then all of a sudden the box start piling up, like, at one point, there was like 10 boxes of this shit in the top of our pantry. And Sarah's like, what the hell? Like, you're taking up like a whole shelf with Magic Spoon cereal.
I gave up cereal a year ago, so I couldn't do that because I would get re-addicted.
Dude, no, you won't. No, you won't. Because if you go buy it by the box at like Whole Foods or Market Street, $12.95 a box.
Oh, fuck that.
For a box of cereal. And it ain't a big ass box. It's like the smaller box.
So you're going to be sparingly with it. Like,
but like, yeah, so like, dude, the other night we had pork chops. I ate 2 pork chops.
Dude, so did we. We had smothered pork chops.
Sarah made pork chops. I had 2 pork chops. I had a whole bunch of broccolini. I had like 2 slices of bread.
We had mashed taters.
Which is my big thing. I gotta like not eat as much. Like I gotta cut down the carbs a little bit till I get the body fat a little lower. But anyways, like so I finished that. Gummy kicks in. We started watching a new show. 3 episodes in, 2 episodes in, I'm like, the Sour Patch Kids that I'd ate the night before, the big ass bag still on the side of the nightstand. I ate like another half of that bag. Then I'm like, shit, I'm still hungry. No, I take that back. The night before was pork chops. Last night we were tired, so we ordered Chinese food.
Oh shit!
So I had Chinese food.
That should have knocked you out.
Then did that. No. Because I ate my proper portion. We had leftovers, but put them in the refrigerator. Sarah went back out to like go make her other bowl of Chinese food. I'm in there. Now I'm eating a big ass bowl of chocolate magic spoon. Ate that, ate half a bag of gummies, and I'm like, man, I am like just done.
My thing was, so what I do is after I eat dinner, my whole thing is to go out to the patio, I smoke a cigar, watch TV.
Yeah.
And you know, when you I think so too, when you're smoking a cigar and you have a gummy, it accelerates things. And I'm like literally basketball shorts, done in bed mode and all that. And when it kicked in, my brain literally said, push pause, get your ass up. And literally the Valero store is only 1 minute away from the house. Mm-hmm. I jumped in my truck, went and bought a bag of bowl Chex Mix and came back. And like literally my brain was just focused on getting those. Nothing else mattered. House could have been on fire. Kid's leg could have been broke. Didn't matter. If the truck didn't start, I would have walked. I had to go get them. And like nothing would have been settled until I chomped on them. And then, man, I'm in line waiting to pay and I didn't ate half the bag. And my man looked at me and he looked at me and said, gummies? I said, bruh. He said, go get another bag. I got you. I said, shit. I grabbed 2 bags. Came home and I told myself, I'm not going to smash both these bags. Man. And then I guiltily took my ass to bed once the cigar and that was done. I was like, you know what? You're right. This literally just killed all the work I put in this morning at the gym. And I'm asleep good. But so like you said, but the other night I had a protein bar afterward. And that satisfied everything. Done. So I'm going to go and invest in a box of the 32-gram protein bars and kind of maybe even it out.
Same. I mean, that's more what
the sugar's going to suck a little bit, but that's still way better than cereal or a whole damn bag of boiled Chex Mix.
Hey, legit, like, look at the Quest stuff. Look at Legendary.
You had me on the Quest cookies I tried.
They taste good. They're higher protein, little to no sugar. Like you
I'm gonna go to Costco tomorrow because I'm definitely
No, go to Quest's website.
Order straight from them.
Money. Order straight from them or Legend. Both of them. Like it's so much cheaper if you just order like a box of the bars you like on their website.
Common Sense Podcast, where we teach you how to eat gummies and lose weight at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, man, maybe I'm gonna be competition for Alex. I'm going to show you how to eat gummies and still work out.
And still work out. He'll show you how to drink whiskey, eat gummies. So, yeah, we're going to be in-shape addicts around here. Yeah, that's how we do it. But
no, I mean, I've got you beat, though, like, because literally a couple months ago, we're so bad about Uber Eats.
No, you ain't. No, bruh.
No, I guarantee you. So
well,
I've
you
got
probably more than me.
The gas station is literally
around the corner from your house.
It's a quarter of a mile. It's not even a mile.
You can walk out your front door, take a left, and you can look at it.
I can walk to the gas station.
Yes, it's right there.
I mean, I can legit safely walk to the gas station in 5 minutes.
Is it
10
a QT
minutes.
or a racetrack?
No, it's I don't even. It's a Valero.
I go there all the time when I leave your house to get gas, and it's one of the gas stations that has every damn snack on the planet in it. It ain't that little bullshit one. No, they got every snack.
I ate a whole gummy when said person got me new gummies, and I was not prepared for it. It was one of those hybrid ones,
bruh.
And dude, this particular one, like,
was it shaped like a triangle?
No, the triangle ones are solid.
Don't do it.
Half of them. No, it's the round one.
Okay, I did a half of a triangle one, and I was watching a football game, and the dude in the screen reached out and handed me the game ball. Don't do that one.
It was the strawberry lemonade ones.
Oh no,
that are round. And, bro, I ate half of the damn thing. Well, the first time for this story, I ate the whole damn thing. And Sarah's looking at me, she's like, you're an idiot. Like, you already know. Like, you're an idiot. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to bed, so I'll be good. Man, it kicked my brain into overdrive.
So you're trying to sleep and everything.
So I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed, but now I'm up here in my head. Yeah. Can't quit thinking about all the shit I want to do, need to do, should have done, could have done, would have done. I mean, I'm in La La Land. Well, then the munchies hit. And I get on my phone and I go to Uber Eats and I find the gas station, bro.
$70 later.
No bullshit. I think I spent $70 plus dollars, maybe $100. Dude, I found flavors of Swedish swordfish that I didn't even know they made. Never seen. I had Sour Patch Kids. I got her Rice Krispie treat. Bro, this guy showed up at my door with 2 bags.
Looking like Halloween.
Shit. Yeah, like little kids were trick-or-treating at my house. And, oh, dude, I felt so horrible the next day. I was like, I'm never doing that to myself again. I'm never like, that is so bad. But, you go through those things and then it's like, but the thing is, the further down the road you get with the discipline and you start getting results, you go to the gym, and when you're consistent day in and day out, then you do something like that and you pay for it a little bit next day. You're not doing it 2 days in a row.
No.
And you're not, when you're really grinding and you're really trying to push yourself, because it's just you. It's you versus yourself. Unless you've got a trainer or a coach that you're working out with or maybe a buddy. But majority of the time, it's you. It's you versus you. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love the fucking gym. You get to push yourself, and did you say fuck my excuses?
Now, do you do it
and go at it,
or did you have
it?
You have a gym journal?
No, I used to do that, man. Now I keep most of it up here, and I push myself, and it's kind of one of those things with Alex. I try to keep my body guessing all the time. Like, there are a few things I do consistently, but every day I'm doing some cardio and I'm doing a full body workout and getting my abs in and I'm getting my sauna time in. That's it. I keep it real streamlined, real simple. I'm never missing a body part. Whereas people that train by body parts, which I used to do, and I might do for a while soon coming up, but
that's how I do it. I went back to that.
But overall, especially when you're trying to get back in the habit or get to set a foundation, do whole body every single day. Because if you miss on Tuesday because you haven't quite got there with your discipline and Tuesday was arms, you're now not going a whole week without doing arms again. You're hitting everything. And I'm not always doing max, man. Like some days, if I'm feeling really good and I got a good night's sleep, man, I'll go in there and I'll hit it hard. I'll lift heavy. But maybe the next day, man, like maybe I'm not really feeling it, but I kill my cardio. Well, cool. Now I'm going to take the weight down because I have no ego with how much weight I can lift.
I don't.
That shit got checked a long time ago. And, man, I'll just go in like today. Today was one of those days. I killed my cardio. I do the ergonomic thing that's like it's like a stair step but a ski erg machine all in one. That's my machine. That's what I hit all the time. I do 30 minutes of it. I'm up to level 7 on the varied hills, and I'm down to like I ran.
It's the elliptical
3.5. It's like one.
Oh, it's not the elliptical. Okay.
It does this, but it's more like this. It's more like climbing stairs, but you have the arms and everything else.
Okay.
I'm down to like, I did 3.5 miles in 30 minutes, burned 365 calories and averaged 8.5 minute miles. Like that's a new like personal best for me personally. And I do that Monday through Friday. If I go in on Saturday, then Saturday's the day I push myself and I go 45 minutes on that. Maybe not as hard of a pace, but I do 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how I feel Saturday morning. And then I go just do a light workout. Like if I didn't feel like I hit legs real hard, I might do some squats or I might do some leg presses and might get a little arms in. I mean, I really try to keep my body guessing constantly. and I don't just track it. I mean, I know how many plates I load on it. If I was trying to do a 12, 10, 8, 6 set, I know about where I should start. And if I've made progress and I hit out 12 and I'm not even feeling a little bit of fatigue, maybe I bump up and hit 15. And then I jack that weight up a little bit and then I hit 10, 8, 6. Right. Or maybe there's been times like for a while, just because I suck at bench press, I would put a 45 on each side and do 4 sets, but I didn't really care what the number was. I did as many as I could till I couldn't and rack it myself.
Yep.
So I just keep myself guessing, man. Like I've paid and done training since I was 15 years old. I've been coached by some of the elite bodybuilders, personal trainers, coaches you can think of through playing sports and then just trying to always being the skinny little guy growing up that couldn't put weight on, and then had to hire Alex and go the opposite direction because I didn't know how to take it off when I got overweight. So
more to come when we have Alex on the show.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a matter, man. But like, I think if you just be consistent and just
that's all. And that's what everything. That's what everything. Journaling, anything that you want to try or want to do, if you literally put the effort into that one thing a day, it becomes a habit. It just becomes norm. Then you tackle your next thing. So, but dang, 2 hours done went by quick. Because we ain't caught up in a minute. Not even just talking. We haven't had a chance to catch up. Just because life be lifing. Life be lifing.
Yeah, it happens to all of us, man. Like, so we do it. But yeah, you guys, I mean, I've been posting and a lot of you have been great about telling me other guests you want on here. If you have people you want to connect us with that you'd like to see on the show, send that to us. And if you are going to respond to me on being a guest on the show, or you want to be on the show, tell me what it is you want to talk about, what it is you want to do. Like, don't just send me a DM and say, I want a podcast. Cool. What do you want a podcast about? Like, let's talk about it. Like, it's not going to be just let's go, let's rock. Like, you got to be bringing something of value to the show. Like, not everybody can podcast. Not everybody's a good podcast guest. Like, but if there are people you guys want on here, if there are topics you guys want us to go over or certain questions you guys want, start sending those to me. I mean, when you guys see I post up who's going to come on, if there's something you want me to ask them, something you guys want to know, maybe you know more about them than I know, pop something in there. Let me know. I'm happy to engage you guys in that process and make you more a part of it. So let me know what it is you guys want to hear, what you want to see. Totally happy to go down that with any of you. And we appreciate you guys sticking with us, following the show. I can't tell you how much a like, a share, a comment goes. All those things greatly help us. It helps us with the algorithms, everything. So again, we appreciate your support, and we will be back next week. Next week, I have a guest from the multifamily industry. As soon as I double confirm with him that is going to happen, we will be back here. But next week's episode is going to be on Tuesday. It's the only day that we can make this work. You guys are going to get like 2, maybe 3 episodes throughout the end of the year each month, because there's a week here and there that it's just not going to work. But Biz might be able to put together a little best of or something for you guys on some of those. So we'll have something for you. And if there's other things you guys want me to talk about or do on the daily little stories, reels that I'm posting, send it my way, man. I'm happy to dive down it. If there's a book or something you guys want to dive into, as long as it's in the realm of personal growth, mental health in general, business, sales, construction, I'm happy to go down any of those paths with you guys, or music as well. So again, guys, thanks for listening. Peace.